What's up, beautiful people? Brother Dan here. I'm here with my main man, Akoni. Akoni's an amazing healer. I met him at a New Earth event a couple months back, and then I saw him at the Lou of Health Center a couple weeks ago. He showed me some of his secrets, and they had an immediate positive healing effect on me. So I knew I needed to do a full session. I also knew that I had to film it because I wanted to share some of these secrets with you. So before that session that we're going to show you in this video, I want to introduce you to Akoni, have him tell you a little bit about, tell the fans out there a little bit about yourself, how you figured out your methodology to help heal people, and yeah, let's leave it there.
All right. So I grew up in Honolulu, Hawaii, and we use the words lomi lomi, and so I discovered my own style of lomi lomi. I actually related to machines. I was in the Navy. I retired, and I learned that the human body is a machine. And so I learned how to troubleshoot machines on Navy ships. And so now I'm troubleshooting the human body by unleashing the heart and purifying the blood. And so I clear joints that are separated that causes shortness in the muscles. And then the blood stagnates with your body chemicals and impurities from your dead tissue. And so I learned to unleash the heart, and so it allows a loop flow from the heart through the feet to the jaw, relaxing all of the joints and restoring all of the muscles. And so it's pretty quick and simple. And so I am always sharing it and teaching it to the general public, whoever can pick up on it, because being so simple, it's really hard to comprehend for some people because everything needs to be complex for most of the public or a lot of the public. So when I teach it, there's a lot of question, but I have answers for it. So come see me and then I'll be sharing it with you. Mahalo.
Yeah, mahalo. He's amazing. So I know he's got simple, he says simple, but I know he's got like this many secrets, a huge amount, and then he's going to share with us some in this healing session for me. When I met him, or when he showed me the secrets the other day, he just showed me a few points to touch on my body that releases some stagnant blood flow or energy, helps the flow of energy and blood in my system. I felt immediate positive effects. And then he showed me another one. And then he said, try doing this to your head. He just kept showing me little things to do to my body. And they all like released the energy. And I felt more vibrant and energized with just a few of his secrets. So he's going to show you more in this video. So you ready to go?
It's all coming from a wealth of information. No beginning and no end.
Yeah, and I asked him the other day, we were like, how did you figure this out? He said, trial and results. You know, some people think trial and error, and I just liked his mindset to think trial and results, because that's like a positive way to think about trying something, trying another thing, trying another thing. I knew he was on the vibe. He's totally on the vibe. So let's go get the healing session done. You ready?
Okay.
All right, everybody. So we are here ready to start the session. Akoni.
Okay. We're going to clear the pressure between the scalp and the skull first, because the blood needs to flow in a loop from the heart to the feet to the jaw. And so when it flows up from the feet, it gets trapped between the scalp and the skull like a cul-de-sac. And so it settles pressure in the jaw muscles, in the cheeks. And so that locks up the neck and shoulders. So we're going to start with clearing the cul-de-sac. You can either brush it up or tug on the hair, and you can observe the skin on the forehead get wrinkled. Then you press into the occipital center, you feel that rush down your feet. Yeah, so the blood clears from the head down to the feet, to the spine.
I can feel it.
Okay, so I'm just holding it, and gonna relax the jaw.
It's like the bottom of my feet
Yep.
feel.
You can pull on the ears and then push up in the cheek, right below the jawbone, and that releases gums. And under the chin, drains out the sinuses. Feeling that in your throat? So it drains out into the stomach.
I can breathe way deeper already.
And this over the esophagus, the top of the esophagus, the trachea, it opens up the breastbone, and that's giving more lung capacity, and is clearing the pull of the shoulders that pulls so hard forward that it hunches the neck. It tightens up the muscles between the shoulder blades. So you hold that for about 30 seconds, and then press down in the trapezius muscles, and it opens up the nose, throat, and esophagus, all of the air passages. You feel that space?
Yeah, it's like I can breathe way more into my nose, and my nasal passages are expanded, and in my lungs.
I'm pressing in the front of the shoulders, in the joint, and that's unleashing the heart. You feel that in your fingers?
Mm-hmm.
It splash floods of blood. So the muscles get inflamed and stop blood flow, and the pressure behind that inflammation starts shooting through the limbs. It turns, by holding pressure on the inflammation, turns it into straws, and so it just shoots that blood under pressure through the limbs. Now I'm pulling up under the armpit. The lymph gland gets swollen and it separates the shoulder joint. So it pops in and out of location. And that's what causes sometimes frozen shoulder.
My left shoulder's been kind of messed up for a while.
Okay. Push your arms up. Push your arms up to the ceiling. Okay, relax. Push up again. Just causing resistance in the joint to release more blood flow. Open, push up again. Out to the sides. Your left shoulder still hurts. Relax. That hurt your left shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll put it back in place and come down to the foot. We're going to release every joint in the leg, starting with the toes. I'm pulling on it, and then I press into the joints at the top and the bottom of the foot. Then I'll press into the gates. The gates restrict blood flow also. Everything has to be opened up, so you get that complete loop flow. Now I clear the ankle. The ankles get swollen and it separates, and so it causes stiffness in the joints.
Yeah. I run a lot, so.
So when you have restricted blood flow, the raising of the heart rate increases more pressure in the joints and the muscles. So the joints get separated and the muscles get short. So the muscles get short and then it gets fatigued. Then when you force it to move, it triggers the pain. So I'm working on clearing the ankle joint so we can get a free flow from the heart to the feet to the jaw. Now I'm pulling up under the malleola and shooting the blood. You feel that in your head? So it rushes the blood back through the spine back to the head. And right in this soft spot right here relieves the pressure in the armpit. it restores the function of the shoulder. Try raise up your left shoulder, your left arm. Still hurt?
It's,
Huh?
it's stiff at the top, but
Okay,
it's
okay.
better.
Yeah.
It's,
So I'm
it's
gonna
like,
clear
it's,
your.
it's like it's loosening up.
I'll clear your calf muscle on the opposite leg,
Okay.
and it'll relieve the left shoulder. It's actually relieving the middle back on the left side, the opposite side.
So you figured this out by trying it on other people or
Yes,
yourself too,
and
or-
myself and other people. And so I've been doing it for 36 years.
Wow. So my calf that really has not been worked on like this for years and years and years is affecting my shoulder
Yes.
on my left side.
Now check it.
It feels better. It reaches a point that it's like
Okay.
feels like it almost like it pinches just a little bit
Okay, so it's coming from the jaw.
from my jaw.
Yeah, watch.
See, this is the part where the magic and the secrets. When he's like, now watch, and he hasn't. Like, he's got another one.
The body is like a hydraulic machine. So
Yeah, he knows it.
And everything is remotely connected to the pain. So this jaw is also pushing blood into the shoulder. Now check the shoulder.
Wow.
And another area that releases the shoulder.
It's basically like a clog has been in there.
Yeah, and so the other area that releases the neck and shoulder is the inner thigh.
So just so y'all know, I messed up my rotator cuff maybe 12 years ago. I healed it by imagining being able to do jumping jacks, do yoga poses, do push-ups, but it took me like 10 years to heal it. And then maybe 6 months ago, I was lifting too much at the gym and was bench pressing a lot. And I wanted to build up my pec muscles because that's an area of my body that it's, I wanted to get bigger because I can build stuff, but I overdid it. And I think I just had everything inflamed. Like my muscles, tissues were inflamed. So basically I was like, I've been kind of out of commission in a way. I haven't been able to do many push-ups. I've been doing sprint exercises and HIIT workouts on the beach and swimming, but not having my full range of motion. So it's like, wow.
Now you can swim longer distances.
I was really just swimming breaststroke in the ocean because rolling my shoulders. Wow, okay.
So now the major collision point in the human body is right here, the pelvis. Where life begins, life gets restored. Once this gets backed up, it swells up and then the blood gets collided and turns into a train wreck condition because the heart doesn't wait for it to clear, so it keeps pumping into it and then it pumps back to the heart. So it settles in the abdomen like a collision, a blood collision. And so pressing on it also restores the prostate. This can cause crimping of the urinary flow. Wow. And then tapping on the larynx also releases the pelvis. It was hurting before, right? Now you feel that rush down your feet.
Yeah.
That's the blood that was backed up behind it. So it softens the abdomen. It clears bloating in the stomach.
Yeah.
So you can eat more and weigh less.
That sounds amazing. 'Cause I love to eat.
See? So then I clear the diaphragm under the rib because that restricts exhale in your breath. And then it also, on some people, restrict vocal expression. Then when we do this, the blood rushes up and down the body like a big tsunami. When it runs through the limbs, it's like flash floods of blood. See, the abdomen is very soft now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a pillow in there now.
Jelly belly. So when I wring out the shoulder,
It's so soft in there.
and then I brush the bicep towards the armpit, it relaxes the fingers so the finger gets a stronger grip. And then you open your hands and I push against the roots of the fingers and it releases the whole arm for more strength. Wrap. So this is not just philosophy, it's reality.
Yeah, it's amazing. I can feel it in my body.
So I'm unleashing the heart, rushing the blood to the fingers. I use this for clearing heart attacks and stroke, usually within seconds. Clearing the cause. So by learning this, self-trained, I learned to understand human design, how the body is made up.
Yeah.
So I work with the causes of every dysfunction. The body is not created perfect, so we have to learn how to correct the imperfections. And that was my gift. So I pass it on. I teach it to everybody. And this right here around the areola shoots the blood down to the feet, clearing the hamstring, the calf, the knee, the ankle, and the foot. So it fixes knee problems. So we're going to clear the rib because the muscles get short, so it pulls on the muscles. So pressing down on the below the trachea, it opens up the upper back. Pressing into the diaphragm releases the middle back because it presses against the rib and it pulls on the middle back with the blood pressure. And the lower back is relieved by this lymph gland in the pelvis. The hip gets separated and it pulls on the lower back and sciatica. So you can pump on this with a cell phone or TV remote control or anything that can relieve this pressure that's separating the hip. Being with all that relieved, you get full range of motion. Still tight?
A little bit, but
Okay.
it's a lot better than I usually.
Okay, it's from the hamstring. So you have to go in from the interior to clear the hamstring, because if you go in from the back, it spreads away from the pressure and it doesn't deflate. So I'm deflating it. It's almost like pinching the muscle and deflating it. So you'll go from the interior. Same thing with the calf. I go up and down the interior of the calf to clear the opposite middle back. See that?
That's way more stretch than I usually, way more than I usually
And so
do
anytime,
when I try to do it on my own.
Yep.
Stretch that out. It's way more.
so you want to get more, you just press on the hamstring. See? Push your leg to me. Relax. Push. Relax. Resistance presses blood out of the muscles and joints also. You want to turn the other side?
Sure.
Okay, so squeeze out the joints in the toes. Pull it. That helps release it. Use every possible way to release blood flow from the joints. And release the tissue in the gates.
There's the gates between the.
Yeah, the gates are between the toes.
Okay.
You feel that release already in
Yeah.
the foot? So it's unleashing the heart and flowing it through the foot back to the head. So it keeps in continuous flow. So it keeps the joints relaxed and the muscles short. From being short, it relaxes the muscles.
Yeah.
And then the blood transforms lactic acids into blood, because a lot of pain is from lactic acid accumulation from body chemicals.
Yeah. That's
So-
probably what I had.
Yeah.
I think this is releasing
So
all this stuff you're talking about.
yeah, so the blood flow passes all the solids, the dead tissue, cells, cholesterol, and calcium deposits to the liver and kidney, and it recirculates the body purified. So when the blood flows into the lactic acid, it's transforming into blood. That's how you alleviate pain. So you got joint alignment, muscle lengthen, and purification of lactic acids. So it should last for long term to lifetime, because the blood purifies like water cuts stone in a river.
Yeah.
Everything that's sent to the liver and kidney gets left there, it filters out, and then it recirculates purified to pick up more impurities. There's progressive healing. That's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
I hate rework. I worked on Navy ships and we hated rework.
Like
Get the
just
job
having to
done
do.
now and don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That prevents sinking ships. Did that rush back in your head again?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pumping on this calf for the opposite middle back. It's like an external heart pump. Knocks out all the impurities in the system. This clears the neck, shoulder, and lower back. So I hold it to deflate it. Stretching is like squeezing a balloon and not deflating it. So when you let go, it's still inflamed.
Yeah, that's what
And
I'm
so-
figuring out now.
Yeah. So I have to
'Cause I-
deflate it.
Yeah, I feel, I sense what you're doing and I feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I stretch while I run or before and after,
Yeah.
but I never feel like I haven't felt like it's like all released. It's
Mhm.
almost like I'm pushing, like to touch my toes, it's like I'm kind of pushing through, like trying to like force something.
Yeah.
To kind of force my head down towards my toes and try to let it hang and kind of get lower and lower over time. But I think it's because basically like my muscles are clogged from exercising again and 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 again.
So it's like clearing wedges in the joints that separate the joints and pulleys in the muscles that shorten the muscle. So I'm working with texture. I'm pumping on it until the texture changes. And then I get results that last for long-term to lifetime. So I'm trying to keep working myself out of business.
So how often do you think?
I don't reschedule people. They schedule themselves, and when the time comes, they usually cancel because they don't need it.
Yeah.
So it's quite frequent.
Well, do you have some athletes that you work with that have you do this more often because of what they do?
Sometimes I work on big wave surfers, and I work with MMA fighters and martial artists. I used to do martial art tournaments when I get invited,
Oh, nice.
and hula dancers and professional musicians, all kinds of people. And if they forget what I teach them, they call me on the phone and I'll remind them, and they get results. Just manifesting my intentions and fulfilling mission. You can find me on Facebook. I got 2 pages, Akoni Apana and Lomi Lomi Kaomi.
Can you spell that for them?
Lomi Kaomi.
Do you have a website too, or is it
I
all-
have no website. It got hacked.
Okay, so it's all on Facebook now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Facebook, and I got some videos on YouTube under Akoni Apana. I got some interviews, a workshop in Pensacola, Florida, and testimonies.
All right, good.
Feel that in your hands again?
Mm-hmm.
Unleashing the heart. You can press on either side in the joint and just let the heart flow, and it purifies the system.
Because you're doing a deep, like, needed.
Yeah, is
This has been neat, like something I have needed. I didn't know that I needed this.
Yeah.
But probably there's a lot of things in life that you don't really realize you need it until you experience it, and it's like, I needed that. But are there a few, like a handful of? I remember you showed me the traps and these points
yes,
and pushing here.
yeah.
That was the first time, and doing the head.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing that on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll go to the beach and
Right.
run,
Yeah.
and then I'll, like in between sprints, I'll I'll press on my traps or do some of those pressure points just to get the blood flowing through my body
Okay.
better.
Okay.
But I'm just wondering, are there a few major ones that, because you're doing the deep reset, so are there a few major ones
This
that
is the major one here.
okay, just
Once,
to help?
once this is backed up, the whole system backs up. This is where life begins and life gets restored. So once you get a collision of blood here from the heart, it's pumping back to the heart and everything else can't pass through. It's like clearing the freeway.
Yeah.
This is like the freeway. So it opens all the on-ramps in the body. So everything just flows through the pelvis. When it flows around the pelvis, whatever it flows down to the feet gets trapped right in the crotch joint and separate the hip real quick and pull on the sciatica or lower back. So you just take a stick and just pull up like riding on a bicycle frame. You just put your pressure right on that crotch joint. It'll realign the hip. You can feel the blood rush down to the toes, and then it clears your back.
Wow.
Instant. Like 12-second fix.
So is that right in the middle, or is it a
on
little
the side,
to the side?
in the joint between
Okay.
between the torso and the thigh,
Okay.
and just hold up in that joint, and it'll just
You
bring
just-
the hip back in alignment.
Could you do that like with a broomstick or something?
Yeah.
Or? Okay.
Yeah, just a broomstick. Yeah. So I teach people how to use a walking cane and do that with the
Yeah.
walking cane.
Yeah, that's when I saw you do that
Yes.
on a lady.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
and Joseph saw it, and we thought it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. 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 I teach everything that works for me. And then when I work on people, I let the body guide me. So I'm working with texture and I'm feeling where the congestions are. So I pump on it until it releases. I can feel it. Texture change. I feel the texture change and you feel the rush. Open your fingers. So this releases the whole arm. And the pinky knuckle near the nail releases the shoulder blade, muscle along the shoulder blade,
Okay.
the scapula. So everything in the front is already flowing. Close your hands tight. So the forearms get backed up when you use your hands a lot, and it pumps into the stomach.
Sure.
So with the hands closed,
Keep them close.
yeah, and then I pump the blood back to the forearms. Open your hands, feel that rush. It's
Mm-hmm.
flushing back.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna turn. Okay,
Like that.
that's fine. You consume the whole length of the table. You
Yeah.
should fall. So anyway, I lift the legs up like this, and it relaxes the back muscles because it's opening up flow to the hip. And when I lift both legs up, kind of stand over the body, but I'll do it this way. This aligns the spine because the muscles are now relaxed. Okay. Good table. Hang your head over the edge. Since we don't have the
Like that.
we don't have the right headrest. So I'm stretching out the spine to release some of the blood. Holding pressure on the sacrum. Feel that in your feet?
Mm-hmm.
So I use my device for sensory therapy. It makes your body tingle. And it's awakening your nerves. Feel it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's opening up some of the muscles for me. And when I get a tight spot, I'll use this again.
Okay.
So the pressure that I need that exceeds my thumbs, my right thumb, I have to use my persuader, my elbow, to deflate. And I'm gonna get the inner thigh for the neck. This releases the neck. And I'll press out the calf and the hamstring against my forearm. Flex the Achilles tendon. How are you feeling so far?
Great. It just, I know my body's like releasing. It's like releasing stagnant energy or something like that.
Yep.
And just flowing better.
You're flushing out your Tijuana River.
Yeah, exactly.
A whole new you. This is my version of reflexology on the foot with my elbow, my persuader. Okay, this will give more flex in the hip. Too much?
It's good.
So opens the hip and let more blood flow out. Yay. Okay, I'm gonna take my bamboo stick. Because the spine gets separated by the trapped blood, it becomes like a steel beam. I hold pressure in the vertebrae, in between the vertebrae, and it releases the back muscles. It gives more flexibility in the spine because it's being pressed against each other by the blood. Hydraulics is like a hydraulic system. The heart is a strong hydraulic pump. So once the blood stops anywhere, it builds up pressure.
So a little bit lower, that one right there.
Yeah.
That's tender.
Okay.
Is that
So I hold it.
because there's more of a clog there or something?
Yeah. I'm just opening up blood flow because once I relax the spaces in the vertebrae, then the back muscles get released. Otherwise it lingers as a steel beam. up and down the spine. This is more pressure than I can apply with my thumb. So I use my body weight pressure. This releases the neck movements. So you'll make sure it's in between the vertebrae, not on the bone. Normally I work on the floor because I use body weight for leverage, but this is fine. So when I work on the back muscles, it's already released from the spine. So I just check it. And if there's a hard spot, I go back into the spine near it and it'll clear. Do it in your feet again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to twist on the shoulder, bring it out like a towel, and brush the tricep towards the armpit. Go in between the finger roots, and then press on the pinky to release the muscle along the scapula. Now press the front again and hold that, let it release from the heart. Like a rag doll.
Mm-hmm.
No pressure. The intention is to clear all resistance off the heart. It can be coming from anywhere in the body. I have to maintain myself because I have heart murmur, aortic regurgitation, but no symptoms, no medication. Just keep the resistance off my heart. And monitoring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm pressing right at the bottom of the pelvic bone and the hamstring that holds a lot of blood. So it's releasing the back of the leg. And releasing the neck from the interior of the thigh, the hamstring.
I think that those,
Huh?
like that interior part of the thigh, like you were doing there, and on the other leg, it's tender on me.
Yeah. Still.
Well, I just noticed as
Yeah.
you were doing it, it was tender.
It'll clear up when the blood flows through it.
Yeah.
It'll clear up. The blood neutralizes the lactic acid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doing good, man. Everything's softening up. What, cramp?
Yeah, a little cramp.
Yeah? Okay. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah? The cramp is from the blood getting interrupted in flow. Still cramping?
A little bit, just in like even
Okay.
my toes.
What's that? Clear?
Yeah.
Relax. There, that's what I wanted.
Okay.
Full range.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's kind of like in yoga. When I do yoga, it stretches my body out in ways that are different than running, or it's like exercise and stretching happening at the same time. But this is doing some things different than anything that I've experienced.
This is
And
actually,
even talking to you right now, my voice is like richer because I'm in, like the whole flow of my energy is flowing better. I'm speaking from my heart now. It's like my voice is way richer than it usually is. Now the big finale, nice.
this is sensory therapy. Awaken all the nerves throughout the body. Alright, now you have the pure Hawaiian power flow. The blood is moving through your body.
Ah. Feels amazing. I feel relaxed, but it's like a deeper
You zend out.
relaxation. It's different than any other, because I've had sound healings, massages,
Yeah.
Reiki, what else? Our buddy Sage, he's amazing, and his is like Reiki sound bowls, like crystals.
Aroma.
So yeah, he does this whole thing. Yours
Yeah.
is another
This is simple.
amazing.
It's acupuncture without needles. How's that for range?
Yeah, that's better for sure.
And it's progressive. You're gonna notice more change.
Yeah.
Every second gets better and better as the blood purifies. get more strength.
It's part of the great reset keeps happening. Yeah, this is great, buddy. And I feel it in my voice. It's like I'm speaking from here now.
The diaphragm is pushing.
Yeah, it's the voice is coming from here and here instead of from. It used to be typically coming from here, and I'd have to focus to get my voice to be down lower.
Now it's naturally being projected.
And I'm not trying to do a
projection.
deep voice at all.
Yeah.
So I'm recording the audiobook for the Book of Light right now. I bet when I go home, and I just have 2 segments left. And I'm not re-recording the whole thing to match this voice, but this is more of like a broadcaster's voice than when I came in here. It's so much richer. Ladies. Yep. Ready to whisper some sweet nothings. Well, Akoni, thank you, buddy. This has been a big blessing. Not really a surprise, but just like, it's like a remarkable, I knew it would be amazing, but it's beyond what I expected. And then some. And quite remarkable, really remarkable, because you figured something out by probably divine guidance that you can really help me and the other people and have it carry through all societies.
And your body's guiding me through it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just feeling it out to your body.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Know where to go.
So tell everyone once again your Facebook, where to reach you.
Just look for Akoni Apana and Lomi Lomi Kaomi, and you'll see both of my Facebooks.
Perfect.
And YouTube, just look for Akoni Apana.
Perfect.
And I'll see you soon.
Yes.
Aloha.
Aloha. Hey, amazing friends. So I just got home after that session with Akoni, and while I was in the car, I just felt like I was breathing deeper into my belly, clear in my sinuses. My voice still feels like it's resonating from deep within me. It's almost like there was some general restriction in the flow of energy and blood flow specifically in my body that was having me be just a little bit clogged. And while driving, I was doing affirmations because I'm driving along, and what else should I do? And I'm just saying, like, I am blessed and highly favored. I am blessed and highly favored. And I'm doing my I am heaven on earth. Yes, I am heaven on earth. Singing like that. I've never sang like that. And that my voice is still rich, full, coming from my heart. I feel like I was clogged before, so I was speaking more from my mind, speaking more from up here, and this really put me deep within my heart and soul. So those are just some of the things. And I feel a sense of ease in my body. I feel my muscles feel softened and relaxed. I feel like almost like a little bit of air or like a fluffiness inside of me, but very pleasant, very pleasant the way that I'm feeling right now. Energetically, yeah, it's like a sense of ease through my whole system. So I'm super grateful for Akoni. Make sure you definitely look him up. Watch his videos to get some of the clues from there, but look him up. He's in San Diego. Make an appointment with him. It's so worth it. Heaven on earth for all of us. Heaven on earth. And Akoni's one of the good guys. All right. I love you. God bless you. We'll see you in the next video.